Hey guys, welcome to BB Vibe Talk Show. It's a show where we dive into the journey, insights, and the stories of some of our inspiring and aspiring individuals, be it an entrepreneur, thought leaders, artists, and everyday heroes. We are here to uncover the wisdom, experiences that have defined these paths. Today, I am your host, BB Vibes, and we are thrilled to have with us a guest, co-CEO, Bubbles Garden and Bar, MC Governor Merchandise. My brother, you are welcome. I'm glad to have you on the show. Yeah. But today we are going to be discussing about marriages. I have a lot of friends that keep asking me, Billy boy, go get married. To me, I feel marriage is not something I should venture, or actually, should I say, marriage has a time frame that when it's up to that limit before we can go into marriage. But I really don't know. Probably these are just my ideas. That's why I brought you to this show to lecture us more about marriage.
Well, you have really spoken well. Actually, marriage has no time frame. Talking about time, long as humans are concerned, it's being related to age. And some people say age is just a number.
Yeah.
There's a popular saying that says the longer age of Methuselah has nothing to do with the wisdom of King Solomon, right?
Okay.
Marriage has to do with only maturity. And maturities of the mind. It has nothing to do with time, period, and the frame.
Okay. That leads us to a few questions I'm going to be asking you on the show. So, first of all, we have to know, the audience have to know, are you married, Mr. Governor?
I am married. I am 11 years into marriage.
11 years in marriage?
Yes.
Wow, that's a long time. So, we have few questions that you are going to help us analyze most of it, and then make the audience know, those that are scared of going into marriage and those that are planning marriage without prior consideration and all of that. So our first question says, what has marriage taught you about compromise and communication?
In the context of marriage, compromise and communication is a very strong tool if you want your marriage to work. Actually, it has really taught me a lot. Marriage, in quotes, relationships, has a lot to do with communication.
Okay.
Once any marriage or any relationship begins to lack communication, that is the end of it. Sometimes people say out of sight is not out of mind. There might be some level of truth in it, but communication is a very sensitive tool in marriage. Then compromise. Compromise. This is a very strong one. But in the context of marriage, it has no compromise. The only compromise at times, you have to compromise your actions, your decisions. You are not meant to be rigid at times. Though a time will come when the man in you needs to speak up. But at times, there are very serious reasons for you to compromise actions at times. Not on the negative, but on the positive.
I see. Okay, so what advice would you give someone preparing for marriage?
My first advice is we must be prepared and we must be mature. The ability to let go.
Is there any age someone gets to before they can be mature?
There's no age. From this side of the world we come from, there is no age. Why I say there's no age is this: there are people who are born who are single born. How do I mean? The family where you have only one child.
Yes.
At the age of 19, 20, either the father had already married for him just to get the knowledge multiplied. And in some cases, you come and see, you see this kind of terrain working out The boy in question lives with the same woman till eternity. And there have been cases where people grow fully to their ages, now got married, and finally that marriage did not work.
Wow.
Are you with me? So for me, there's no specified age for marriage. It's just the ability to let go. These are not the kind of disciplines you give to yourself. The ability to let go, being matured, and just determination.
Okay, now there are some certain things I do see in marriage, though in my father's house it was not practiced. About the husband having his room and then the wife having his room. What do you have to say in such?
Marriage has no format. It has no format. In my own house, it might work for me that I have a separate room, but in your own house, it might not really work for me. For example, I grew up living with my uncle. My uncle has a separate room. The wife has a separate room. All the kids has a separate room. Though he lives in a duplex anyways. Talking about a separate room is not when you live in one room, you'll be talking about separate room, right?
Room, yeah.
It's in the context of where you have a lot of rooms. So in this case, why I mention this is, the man goes to a different church, the woman goes to a different church.
Yes.
With the kids. The man is an Anglican, the woman is a Pentecostalist, right?
Yeah.
But there's peace in the family. On Sunday morning, the man dresses up, goes to Anglican church. We dress up with our auntie, goes to a Pentecostal church. In the afternoon, we all come back. Everybody knows his bounds. The woman said she's a born again, and truly she is. And the man says he's a high chief. The high chiefs don't go to Pentecostal church. He goes to his own. We go to our own. We'll come back. Everybody knows his bounds, and life goes on. I've been married for more than 30-something years. So I think it worked, or is working for them, right?
Yeah.
So having separate rooms works for some people. For example, I have a friend whom the wife advised to have a separate room. Why? He snores a lot. The woman loves...
the man is nowhere.
Yes. And the woman, being a medical doctor, has tried her best. The man has even tried by doing exercise. He's not that big or he's not that fat. But actually he snores. And the woman gets pissed off with it.
So you mean saying snoring they make most women...
No. I'm giving you an example about a friend.
Okay.
Not a general example. Example about a friend. These are families. You are not in this marriage. You might not really know, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you of one I know. The guy snores. He confided in me that he snores. Now that even him, he feels uncomfortable that the wife will always be awake. So he quietly, religiously, mindfully, he packed into the other room. And it has perfectly worked for them. This is, I'm telling you, has lasted for more than 10 years.
No. That's
It's working. It might not work for another person. Based on where a marriage where there's no trust, such thing doesn't work.
Thank you very much. If someone were to get married, what do you think they would look to consider in what do they consider in a man or in a woman before going into marriage? Let's assume you want to get married. You're married. Permit me to use the word. You want to get married, and what do you look in a woman before considering her to be?
In the context of this question, every other person will think about beauty. Okay? But having lived in a house with the same woman for 11 years, you will believe me that it's no longer all about beauty. When one wants to get married, there are many factors.
What about Yash? Yash.
What is Yash?
Of course, you say most people go for beauty. There are other people that goes for Yash too.
You mean us, right?
Yes, us.
It can be defined as the physical beauty, what the eyes can see, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't show marriage. That is why some people say they want to get married. They keep testing the ladies and the guys. Okay, you go for this. what you just mentioned can only attract people to you, but they cannot keep people. The ass cannot keep men.
Can only
Cannot-
attract.
They can only attract. But in marriage, you go after things that can keep. And the only thing that keeps two people together is commitment. For example, as you asked, if I want to go into marriage today,
Yes.
what comes to my mind is every shoe has a size. I'll go to a woman that is of my size, considering my income and status. There is size of every shoe. When you marry above your size, you are in for problem.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Now, do you think marriage is still relevant considering the world we live in today?
No matter how you check and balance it, marriage is still not that the problem of
But there are some people, considering the world we live in now in 2024, do you think marriage is still relevant in the eyes of some people?
happily you say that the eyes of some people. But I tell you, generally, over the years, even presently, it has been proven that marriage remains the ultimate. See, hakuna nebapo wagonaka. In English, it simply means it all boils down on the old age.
Okay.
When you can no longer run, jump, those physical appearances that attract people to you will no longer be there. So at that point, what speaks? It is this commitment you have laid with someone from a younger age to older age that keeps that person. At that age, your family does not matter again. Your kids does not matter. Maybe you have a son by adoption or by soul. At the age of 20s, that son is somebody's husband or wife, not yours anymore. So the question is, where is your own? Who do you stay here with that privilege? The nannies cannot do it. You need this person who you have cared for. Some years ago he was sick, I was there for him. Some years ago I was sick, he was here for me. All these things joined together brings that commitment that keeps you at old age. Whatever we do boils down to old age. That's why as a civil servant, you talk about retirement plan. The retirement plan of life lies in your partner.
Sorry, come again?
In civil service, they talk about retirement plan. In life, you also talk about retirement plan. The commitment in marriage is like a retirement plan of old age. At old age is when you understand better the needs of having a partner.
Okay, so please, you said you've been married for how long?
11 years.
Okay. For a man that has been married for 11 years, what are the common issues do you think couple face in marriages?
A lot. Number
The
one.
least common issue that
The first 5 years, if your marriage did not break, I doubt whether it's going to break. In the first 5 years,
the first 5 years,
the first 5 years.
If it doesn't break.
If it doesn't break, I think we are somehow good to know. Why? What are these common problems in the first 5 years? Number one is power tussle.
Power tussle.
Yes.
Sorry, can you break? Oh, power tussle.
Yeah,
Yes,
power
yes,
tussle.
yes.
What do I mean by power tussle? Mind you, you are a different kind of person who goes out on Tuesday and comes back on Thursday.
Yes.
Maybe you club, you go to night vigils, you're a very spiritual person, religious person, right? Nobody goes to you. Before this time, you are earning a living. You live in your own house. Eat what you want to do at any time. Nobody queries your phone. Nobody does anything. All of a sudden, just by, I love you, I like you, and gradually, will you marry me? The day came, you went to church and come back, it's my wife. Now, somebody now goes, my friend, who is this? And at that point, you don't know my mood. How my people friends? And the war will be likely. It's after 8, and you're not back. What really are you doing? What kind of irresponsible married man are you? This is power tussle. But after the first 5 years, the woman would have come to understand that this is my husband. Nice evening, ladies. This is my husband. Has a kind of business he does that
Yeah.
keeps him out with. This is my husband. Don't like eating swallow. Even if he does, you only eat it because it was prepared by me. You have come to know a lot of things about him. At that point, he sells smoking. Unless otherwise.
I see. I see. Okay, our next question is now, how are they able to keep romance alive after years of marriage?
Keeping romance alive in terms of other things.
Don't they get tired and
It does a lot of things. Number one, as much as I've earlier said that
Yeah.
you marry a woman with your sides. Also, marry a woman you find attractive. Okay? Marry a woman you find attractive. Forget this mutual love, the love of God with everything. Marry somebody you are being attracted to. When you are being attracted to somebody, then there is good character, there is respect. Over a time, it will not easily fade away. It won't. Because there is still something you saw. And
Yeah.
if that thing goes off, that respect will also be there. And the man cherishes that respect a lot. It gives them a very soft spot. That goes. So the man will never be tired of the woman, or the woman will be tired of the man.
okay. So now, how are couples able to balance or maintain a healthy relationship while balancing their busy life schedule and all of that? You can be a busy man, your wife may not be a busy woman. Your wife may be a busy woman, you may not be busy. Now both of you can be busy. Now how are you able to now balance your love life and the family life?
Number one, the first thing is trust. When you come to know that, even if I'm in Lagos and my wife is in Abuja, my wife is in the market, or I am elsewhere, then that trust, one, never be in trouble, the mind is at rest. And if your mind is at rest, even, no matter how hard you are working,
Yeah.
your strength will kind of be renewed, that we are working towards a goal. Now, we might all come back at night. I'm tired, she's tired. Because there is trust that you will be. Our minds will be connected. We are tired, we sleep. The problem usually starts coming when I feel I'm the one who are tired, who is tirelessly working. You are doing the eating. And I don't really understand your way. That is when you now start to suspect some things, anger begins to boil up. Over in time, it becomes what is called accumulated anger, which will explode. In fact, trust cures a lot of things.
I see. Okay. Now, I don't know if this question is personal, but let me ask anyways. What has been the biggest obstacle in your marriage, and how were you able to overcome it?
Biggest obstacle in my marriage, I think, once upon a time was the issue of finance. The time came when I was broke. And based on we are living in a certain standard of life,
Yeah.
that the kids must go to a good school. And there must be a car ready for the wife to go to work with. There must be one.
Wow.
You have made it a part of her to always drive at each day. So even if all the cars got spoiled, one must be fit for her to go to work. Now, imagine a particular time when things were not as supposed to be, you now become grown. And see, there is this African mentality that the man is meant to provide. There are things men does, right?
Yeah.
In a situation whereby things were not as you were supposed to be. Maybe you ventured into a wrong business. And when you were going into that business, your wife wanted a support of it. You know, became low. She will always use her mouth to punish you if they. But I told you. Not invest in this. I told you. Now you can no longer do the things you are supposed to be a man. There's no car to ride there. The school fees is due. The house rent. Internally you'll be dying. But because maturity is there, you are determined to live with this one woman, no matter rain comes in, no matter rain and sun. She's my wife. I'm going to stay with her. I understand this is how women do. They have a problem in their mouth. You live with this pain, then cover it up with clothes and it goes around. Eventually, over some time, things begins to get better. You will not look at her and say, you don't know how much you traumatize me, so and so time. In some cases, you might say, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm going, but you did not tell me. But bring her own money, she will not bring. She might bring, but it's on borrow. She will be reminding you to pay. The man will be suffering. But at the end, we thank God anyways.
Okay, I have this question, yeah. Some couples believe in 50-50 responsibilities, 60-40 responsibility, while others believe in a man ought to shoulder all of the responsibilities. How do you see this?
Personally, I don't believe in 50-50 responsibility unless the man is handicapped one, unless over a period of time when issues of life
Sure.
comes up and the man maybe got broke.
Yeah.
And the woman now comes into shoulder. Understand? But under normal circumstances, personally, I don't believe in 50-50. I believe in being the man. So long as I'm healthy and I make money, I foot all bills. Maybe she pays bills when she likes. I don't know. So long as all things being equal,
Yeah.
that is it.
Okay. So, in marriage, how are you able to support each other's growth? Are there no disagreements and all of that?
A lot of disagreements.
How are you able to
A
overcome?
lot of disagreements.
Do you sometimes agree to disagree, or
Sometimes we disagree never to agree. And sometimes we agree never to disagree. we disagree and we never agree. You understand?
yes?
And sometimes we agree and never disagree.
That was nice.
If you understand what I mean, you know it tells a lot of things. There are some times over some issues.
Yeah.
She believes in her own view so strongly. I'll just say, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, let me give you this personal example. There was one day, my car had issue of brake.
Yeah.
Then my wife had something to go and do in the hospital. I was with her. I told her, this car don't have brake. She said, but manage it. Are you not a man? I said, what concerns man and brake? He said, we can manage it. I've drove this kind of car before. So. At the time, we ended up having an accident.
Wow.
After which, I kept quiet. The car was all spoiled. When the headlamps with everything broken. As he came back, I kept quiet. I repaired that car. After some time, she now came back and said, I'm sorry, I was thinking it was going to. I said, let everything go. Why? I've told myself, I'm going to leave the car. No leave, no transfer.
I see. All right. Thank you very much, MC Governor. You have actually been educating, you have been inspiring. My last question is, what advice would you give to a newly wedded couple?
The newly wedded couple is they should take it easy. Please try to understand that you now live with somebody from different lifestyle, different background, different upbringing, different temperament altogether. Please find a way to accommodate. In all, make it a part of you to always let go. Unless you still have an option. I don't have advice for you. But in a marriage whereby you don't have an option, you made up your mind and enter that marriage. Always find a place in your heart to let go, no matter how serious.
All right. Thank you very much. You've heard MC Governor. Always find a place in your heart to forgive your woman. And to those who are saying, marriage now,
Not only a woman, though, and your man.
oh yeah, forgive your man.
Unless you have another option. I don't have any advice for you. But whereas you don't have,
Abby. All right, MC Governor has told us few things about marriage. Those who are scared of going into marriage,
You
those
shouldn't
who
be
are
scared.
planning for
You
marriage.
shouldn't be scared.
I hope this short video is able to educate you and not scare you away
You
from
shouldn't be
being
scared.
married. And to those that you're married that has been hanging, you've heard what MC Governor said. If you want to make them married, well, you have to add commitment, trust, and all of that. So thank you very much for joining us once again, MC Governor. You are highly welcome. Thank you very much.
so much.
All right, we've come to the end of the program, the BB Talk Show. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Whatever you want or you feel you want us to discuss on the BB Talk Show, please leave it on the comment section. See you next time. Ciao.